Basketball, Ricky Rubio, the 5th overall pick in the 2009 draft, been playing in Spain. Will he be in the NBA this year? It's past the 2 years. He only has to pay Barcelona $1.3 million, which the Timberwolves are gonna, pitch in half of it.
I actually heard that they did some endorsement deals with some local companies too, so that he could make a little money. Maybe he'll pitch some commercials for him on TV locally.
Mm-hmm.
That way they could, spring a little money for them to help, to help pay out the contract.
All this hype with Rubio, do you think he's going to be the next big thing in the NBA? I mean, he's only 20, but he's been playing pro basketball in Europe since he was 14.
He has a chance. The hardest part is going to be where he's going.
Yeah.
That team, they have a decent squad.
But they're horrible. 32 wins combined in 2 years.
But let's look at it this way. Look at what he could maybe do for that team. Because you have Kevin Love, who is a legitimate double-double, night in, night out.
Yeah.
Now, he's finally lived up to the billing of, 3 years ago that he was supposed to be after he was at UCLA for only 1 year. You have Michael Beasley, who is a head case.
Yeah.
One night he'll go off for 35, and you think he's going to be the player he's supposed to be. And then he'll go for 5 games and only score like 8 points.
But he's still a good talent to hold on to.
That's my deal. If you get Rubio, the bigger question is, now that Rubio's coming into the mode, what do you do with Johnny Flynn? Because you drafted Johnny Flynn in the same draft in the first round that you drafted Rubio in. So the question really comes into play, do you try to shop Flynn for maybe a swing man? Do you try to go out and maybe trade for a run-of-the-mill center just to give you some depth off the bench? Or do you keep him and Rubio together and maybe try to play them on the court at the same time?
I would trade him for a shooter. You'd have to.
Yeah, because they need a shooter.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Kevin Love playing a 4. If they could get a center who could just get quality minutes and play hard.
But you can pick up any big guy who's going to get you rebounds and 10 points a night.
If they could go get a guy like a Kendrick Perkins, kind of fit that kind of mold, a hustle guy, grab a couple rebounds, make a block or 2 through the game. That's all they need. Hit a couple foul shots, maybe 3 layups in the game. That's all they need out of him.
Yeah, but a clutch shooter, though, they would need one. I would say somebody that can go in night in, night out, score about 20 points a game. I mean, that's what they're going to need.
Yeah, and again, that remains to be seen. Again, what do you do with Johnny Flynn? Do they use him to try to get another draft pick? Mm-hmm. Maybe to a team like Miami or somebody who could use another point guard, because let's face it, Mike Bibby doesn't have that much long in the league. So it's going to be interesting to see where the Timberwolves, what they do with a piece or two on that team now that Rubio's coming in.
Yeah, I mean, Rubio was injured last year. He only averaged 6.5 points a game, but he's a passing guy. He's a pass first. He's going to shoot later. But it was a foot injury. I think he'll be fine in the NBA. Going on, thank you, Ohio State. Thank you so much for giving us topics. Terrelle Pryor publicly apologized to Buckeye Nation for his actions. John, just go ahead and take it.
I don't get it. Why are you apologizing when you knew from the start, from the first time that you took this money, you knew it was wrong? So why do you apologize? I mean, Scott, if you offer me money and I take it, I should not come back and apologize to somebody for that. Because if I know it's wrong, it's wrong.
Yeah.
Say you're wrong, be a man, pull your jock strap back up, and let's move on.
But would you blame Jim Tressel for not, kind of governing his players?
Yes, it goes both ways. I don't think I know. In college football, if you have a young man on your team that is in the wrong, it's going to cost you your job. It's not going to cost him playing time, because Terrelle Pryor is going to probably go to the NFL, and it's not going to hurt his career the least little bit.
No,
but Jim Tressel lost his job over these guys, and he tried to cover it up.
Which he's been doing since he got to Ohio State. Yeah,
which is actually ironic that he, pretty much wrote a book called Doing It the Right Way. And, hey, if the right way, listen, we know everybody else is doing it too. Yeah. All that I ask is when you get caught, be a man about it. Just tell us you did it. We understand as a fan that it's going on. But when you cover it up, you end up looking like the bad guy.
So do you think they should pay college football players?
No.
Good. I was thinking the same thing. They get paid as it is with their scholarships. Can't you get like a part-time job like everybody else did in college?
Well, let's just run the numbers right quick. How much is a 4-year degree worth from Ohio State? How much would that cost you to go pay for that?
Out of state or in state?
Either one.
Out of state, it would probably be over 100,000,
Okay.
give or take.
So if we're going to pay you, say we're going to pay you $100,000 for 4 years of college football, and you tell me you're going to stay 4 years, and I set you up on a payment plan, just like they do with scholarships, because that's all a scholarship is. It's a payment plan to pay for your classes and your books quarterly, however they set it up. Are you then going to tell me that you're going to use that money to pay your tuition and books now? Because now, why should I give you both?
That's good.
And that's the big deal about it is they're already getting thousands of dollars worth of education. Do we give them both? Do we let them take more from us? Because guess whose pocket that's going to come out of? Ultimately, they're going to find a way to tax payers for it. Otherwise, who's going to pay for it?
Yeah, I mean, you can't pay them because they are getting paid. They're making money. They're going to make money in the NFL. I mean, if you're good enough, you might as well.
Not only that, but you take some of these guys. Look at Ryan Lee. He busted out in NFL, but he was the quarterback's coach at a college.
Yeah.
He was still a coach. He was still making money.
I mean, and he still got his guaranteed money when he was a top pick.
Exactly. That's my point. These guys are getting an education. They can still go find a job. It may not be in the NFL, but you're still going to have an education that you can go use.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand it.
Do you think he's going to be a good player in the NFL?
No.
I don't think so either.
No.
I think he'll troll around for about 4 or 5 years and realize that football's not his game.
Well, people think Cam Newton has a lot to work on. This guy is not even in Cam Newton's league. He was supposed to be Cam Newton before Cam Newton was Cam Newton. Mm-hmm. And let's face it, he doesn't have the arm that Cam Newton has. I mean, at least Cam Newton can throw the football. Now, you could say he has to work on reading defense, understand. Terrelle Pryor has to work on reading defense, throwing the football. His legs, he wasn't even as good a runner the last 2 years as he was his first year on campus because he had knee injuries. So what do you do with this guy? I mean, it's one. At least you could always say with Michael Vick, at least he could avoid the pressure. He wasn't the best passer when he first came in the league, but now he's worked on his passing, he's become into what he needs to be, which is a dual threat quarterback. Terrelle Pryor has shown me that he can't be both so far. He's got a long road to go before he's going to be a believer.
Wow, that was a good rant. I mean,
I'm sorry.
I mean, we got a time schedule here.
They get on my nerves so bad with this. Listen, my favorite team, Auburn, got caught back in the day. We got put on probation. We dealt with it. Just deal with it and go. Quit. Don't tell me you're sorry because you're not.
You blame John because he's going to make us cut time on our next topic because he had a rant about Ohio State. I was going to bring up the Yankees and Derek Jeter going on the DL for the first time since '03, but no, John wanted to rant about Ohio State.
I'm sorry.
For 5 minutes or so. But yeah, Derek Jeter going on a 15-day DL with a grade 1 calf strain. He first time since 2003. So his 3,000th hit is going to be delayed for another 15 or 16 games. So I bring this up. Ryan Dempster brought up a nice little fact that he would love to give up Derek Jeter's 3,000th hit because he would be remembered forever as the guy who brought the hit. And bringing in that, what would you think the greatest memory would be? A sports moment that a guy did, that a guy gave up for another guy to be glorified.
For another guy to be glorified. I say it's one that happened recently. Ray Allen tying and beating Reggie Miller's all-time three-point list. And he hit the shot on Derek Fisher to tie, and then the next shot was a wide-open shot. We're still going to put it on you, Derek Fisher. You're not getting out of this. I mean, for me, I love the way Ray Allen plays the game. Love how he carries himself. He's really humble. He works hard. He shows up night in, night out. Even when he's shooting bad, he continues to play hard. That was just a really good moment for me.
Yeah, mine's going to be, I hate the Redskins, huge Eagles fan, would be Lawrence Taylor breaking Joe Theismann's leg.
Man, come on.
I mean, just him laying on the field, his leg going one way and his body going the other, great. But we got to wrap this up. We're going to do quick burns. John, what's your quick burn?
Quick burn, Pete Carroll. You were wrong. USC's paying a price. Get over it. It was your fault. It was your players' fault. That's why they're getting penalized. I don't want to hear any more out of you.
In my quick burn, since he took up the Ohio State time, and I didn't get to really talk about Terrelle Pryor, I agree with John. You're not going to be nothing in the NFL. You're going to be a Canadian Football League backup, a career backup player in the Canadian Football League, or maybe NFL Europe, who knows, or maybe the Indoor Football League. We'll see you on the Carolina Speed one year. All right, guys, I'll do it for Out of Bounds with John and Scott. See, I got it right this time.
Yeah, I know, man. I'm glad about that. Y'all tune in next week
We'll
for
see
the next show.
week. Hey, we might talk about the NBA draft next week.
Yes, I think we will.
All right, guys, take it easy.
All right, take it easy.